Welcome back. You're still tuned in to News and Views right here on your home of humanitarian journalism. The name of the show is News and Views, as I've mentioned, and the name of the station is Salam Media. Today, we're going to be delving into the pressing issues from around the world. In recent times, the rise of Islamophobia, particularly in India, has garnered widespread concern, especially with a surge in hate speech directed at Muslims, as highlighted by reports from the India Hate Lab. This disturbing trend has escalated during the turn of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, with reports showing a staggering 74% increase in hate speech incidents targeting Muslims in the past year. And as we currently find ourselves in the holy month of Ramadan, Muslims in India find themselves praying and observing their faith under growing hostility and uncertainty. And joining us today to discuss this issue in depth is Nazir, the head journalist of Kashmir Observer, who will shed light on the implications of Islamophobia in India, the challenges faced by Muslims, and how they're observing Ramadan under these circumstances. Nazir, Jazakallah so much for joining us. Really, really appreciate you giving us your time on Salam Media, and Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much, Salilo, for inviting me on the show. And I wish the entire Ummah Ramadan Kareem through
I
your
mean,
stable channel.
Jazakallah so much. Brother Nazir, can we kickstart the conversation with you, maybe just giving us a small, short summary or overview of the current state of Islamophobia in India, particularly focusing on the rise in hate speech targeting Muslims under Narendra Modi's tenure?
See, Salilo, there are lots of instances where you establish there's a growing increase of Islamophobia in countries. And when you talk about India, there are different states like Assam, like Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar, where the BJP leaders, the right wing Bharatiya Janata Party leaders, sometimes, most of the times, go on the stage and start speaking directly against Muslims, intimating them and vilifying them, and bringing these communities as loggerheads. So we have seen in all these years that the rise of these incidents have gone quite high, and this has posed a serious challenge in the society as well as in the political circles. The current government, which is headed by the Prime Minister Modi, doesn't have any member from the Muslim community. So this is the this is supposed to be the world's largest democracy, and
Mhm.
you don't have a single Muslim leader who is part of the cabinet or who is part of the government. So this tells you about the current status. And when you talk about the hate speech, when you talk about the speech given by these BJP leaders, you have certain things on record from the not from the local leaders or from the MLAs, but from the known figures who go on the record vilifying and speaking against the Muslims and against the Islam. So this actually strengthens the Islamophobia in this country, which is a very diverse otherwise, which has a diverse culture, which has seen many communities living together. But these kind of statements actually divide this country and take it to the next level, and this is very dangerous trend for India as a whole.
No, definitely, and concerning for a country that has more than 200 million Muslims. And if there's one alarming trend that has been highlighted, is the increasing, calls for the destruction of Muslim religious sites, the destruction of mosques, and this is particularly following that inauguration of a Hindu temple on the side of a mosque that was demolished. How has this kind of rhetoric impacted the Muslim community, and what are the wider implications for religious harmony in India?
Salina, we have seen, interestingly, we have seen both sides of the coins. We have seen Hindus and Muslims living in a peace and harmony, and we have also seen Hindus and Muslims getting, on a fighting trend. and that being prompted and provoked by certain sections of the political parties. Minakshi Ganguly, who is the deputy editor, deputy director of the Human Rights Watch, she writes in one of her pieces that India's Hindu festival brings increasing anti-Muslim, violence. India's
Mm,
Hindu festivals are increasingly being used by the ruling majority and Hindu Bharatiya Janata Party to rally voters, leading to an increase in in violence. And this, she further goes on saying that Hindu festival like Ram Navami in India, which is which fell in the month of Ramadan last year, was actually marred by the violence when Hindus chant slogans, and they engaged with the Muslims, and in certain areas Muslims also killed one of the Hindu right wings, and the violence spread, and then somewhere around 200 Muslims were rounded up. They were put behind bars, and this didn't stop. So this is a vilification. This is a trend that never stops. Then this happens in one area, this happens in maybe in south, this reaches to deep south, and then this goes on, and this moves to other places. So somewhere there's a larger consensus from the civil society of India that this has to stop. The vilification has to stop, the hate speech has to stop. There has to be a consensus on the on this hate speech is done by these known political figures. When a person like Prime Minister himself is on record delivering hate speech, this strengthens the hate speech camp. This strengthens the hate speech camp of the country.
mm. And just lastly, before I let you go, Nazir, we're in the month of Ramadan, and given that Ramadan is a time for peace, reflection, and community, how are Muslims in India observing this holy month under such challenging and testing circumstances?
Uh, I think, as I told you, that India is a diverse country. We have seen both sides of the story, and we have seen in a place like Kashmir, where most of these communities sit together, and then they celebrate these festivals. They celebrate the holy month of Ramadan together. But at the same time, when you go into the deeper pockets, when you go into the hinterland, you have definitely these kind of intimidations, where the chief minister of the largest state of India, which is Uttar Pradesh, is on the record saying that Muslims can't offer prayers on the roadsides. They can't go on roadsides and offer Jumma namaz. So this definitely hurts the sentiments of religious sentiments of Muslims, and then it reaches to that level where they engage they get into the loggerheads. So we have time and again witnessed the BJP leaders coming on the record and abusing, going for the hate speech on the record. So
Mm.
that makes Muslims vulnerable in this part of the world, and this definitely has to stop, and this will stop.
No, inshallah, it will. Brother Nazir, we're going to let you go. Jazakallah so much for giving us your time, and assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
There you go, Nazir Ganaie coming to us live from Kashmir, and yeah, giving us insight on Ramadan in India. Muslims in that part of the world resisting erasure in what is seemingly a nation that wants Islam to disappear. And my question is, how can Islam disappear in India when there are more than 200 million Muslims? Yes, Indian population is big. We have more than 200 million Muslims. Hmm, makes you think. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be coming back with one of my favorite segments of the show. It's hashtag Fired Up, presented by Hafez Imran Chunara, the CEO of Africa Muslims Agency. And his topic today is failures talk about other people. Listen to that after this.